Hey guys, this is Spartacus here and welcome to another video where today I'm going to be talking about supply drops in Modern Warfare Remastered. Yes guys, supply drops have came to Modern Warfare Remastered, sadly. I mean, I don't know why they did it. It just seems kind of ridiculous. The worst part about it, or actually the best part about it, is that it's cosmetic only items, which is good, but later in the future they probably will add weapons and supply drops where you can only earn them through supply drops, which would really suck, and I really hope that's not the case later in the future. But anyway, let's talk about supply drops, you guys. I'm going to talk about what's actually in supply drops. I'm not going to talk about my personal opinion on it, if I like them or not. I'm just going to talk about what supply drops have in them, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, let's talk about supply drops here. So far right now, we have this thing called Operation Arctic Fox, which is like a certain operation that we have right now. Later in the future, we'll probably have different operations like Operation Brown Bear or something like that. Who knows what it'll be called. But right now we have Operation Arctic Fox, and in Operation Arctic Fox it has 40 collections, and in each collection there is a different amount of cosmetic items you can actually earn through supply drops. And in each collection, if you get yourself all the items in a certain collection, you get yourself this bonus thing called a bounty, which is you earn by completing a collection. And normally the most bounties will actually contain melee weapons, and the melee weapons in supply drops are really not like they're really not like Black Ops 3 at all. Melee weapons in Modern Warfare Remastered just replace your standard melee weapon that you run around with, and if you want to hold it in your hand, you just hold Y. So really it's not like really that big of a deal. But what are in supply drops? So if you're going to open up a supply drop, so first of all, how do you get supply drops? It's the exact same way as Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. You earn yourself these crypto keys or keys, whatever you want to call them, but in Modern Warfare Remastered they're called depot credits, and you can open up a common supply drop for 10 depot credits and open up a rare supply drop for 30 depot credits. It's literally the exact same thing as Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3. And inside supply drops, the cosmetics items you can earn are camos, reticules, character skins, kits, which are basically just weapon skins, melee weapons, emblems, and calling cards. So they're really just all cosmetic items, and you guys are probably hearing melee weapons, and like I said before, melee weapons are really just replacing your normal melee weapon that you run around with every game anyway. But kits, what are kits? Kits are pretty interesting. They're, like I said, they're just like weapon skins pretty much. And in your created class, you can see there's a slot for your kits, and you guys can hover over like certain kits for your certain weapons. And what they do, they're not a like some of them are pretty much just a camo added to your weapon. But really, that's not what kits are. It's not like just what color of your gun looks like. It's not the different color of what your gun looks like. It just changes the way it actually looks. Like some physical parts of that gun might actually be different than what it was in the original game or something like that. And the gun does not perform any differently at all. It performs exactly the same. It just looks differently. Like physically, the gun looks differently, not color-wise. Not necessarily color-wise, but just physically the gun looks differently, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I think the weapon skins were pretty awesome that they added, or the kits that they added. And there's, like I said, there are also reticules, which are pretty interesting. So, like in Modern Warfare, or COD 4, I should say, that in that game you couldn't have different reticules, where now in these modern Call of Duty games we change reticules all the time, and now they have that in Modern Warfare Remastered, which is kind of interesting. You can have the different kind of reticules for your red dot sight, your ACOG sight, and your sniper scope. I'm not sure about the sniper scope, but I'm pretty sure you can. And of course there's loads of different camos, and some of the camos look pretty damn awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Character skins, which is kind of interesting. Of course, character customization has been part of Call of Duty pretty much ever since Call of Duty Ghosts. We did have a little bit in Call of Duty Black Ops, but in Call of Duty Ghosts was when character customization really started being a thing, and they decided to add it into Modern Warfare Remastered. And the cool thing about character skins in this game, when you earn them through supply drops, they're not like character skins you see in Advanced Warfare or possibly Black Ops 3, where they're just completely wacko camos. Like, your character isn't going to be dressing up in a freaking costume or turn into a clown or anything like that. Like, it's not going to be your characters aren't going to turn into something totally ridiculous. There's just really different color camouflages on their outfit, just different outfits in general that look pretty military style, you know. They're not crazy at all, which I think's really good. I mean, it just kind of makes the game more serious in a way, which I think is probably a good thing. And another thing is emblems, of course. I mean, like, you can get different emblems instead of completing challenges. You can get some emblems through supply drops, which I think is pretty cool. And you can also get calling cards, and you can get animated calling cards as well. There, you can get most of the animated calling cards. And a matter of fact, it might be all of the animated calling cards that you can get through Modern Warfare Remastered are through bounties. And like I said before, to get a bounty, you have to complete a collection through a certain operation, which of course right now, Operation Arctic Fox is the only operation we have so far. They probably will add another operation later in the future into the supply drops feature. Another thing is that when you open up a rare supply drop, it's the same thing like we see in Infinite Warfare, where in Infinite Warfare, when you open up a rare supply drop, you get a little bit of salvage. And in this game, for Modern Warfare Remastered, when you open up a rare supply drop, you get something called parts, which are very similar to salvage. And what you use with parts is you buy yourself some of these cosmetic items in the armory, and you can buy them instead of actually trying to hopefully get them through a supply drop or something like that. And of course, right now, all these things are cosmetic items, so like, I'm probably not going to spend any parts on getting an emblem, like, right? I don't really see the point. But you can spend salvage on, or I'm sorry, not salvage, but parts on a melee weapon. Only one melee weapon, which I believe is the beer bottle, but the rest of the melee weapons you can only get through bounties. But parts, yeah, I don't really see myself spending on any of them, except for maybe on, I don't know, maybe calling cards or something like that. Maybe I'll spend them on calling cards, but really they're like cosmetic items that I don't really find useful, so I probably only spend parts if I want to complete a collection or something like that, so that way I can get the operation or something like, or maybe weapon skins. That's right. I'll probably use the parts that actually buy kits through the armory or something like that. But yeah, there you go, you guys. Supply drops in Modern Warfare Remastered. Pretty insane. I never actually saw this coming. This was a really big shock to me. When I first heard about supply drops being in Modern Warfare Remastered, I'm just like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? They're gonna like ruin this game now, and I really hope supply drops do not ruin Modern Warfare Remastered. So far, I mean, of course, the game still plays exactly the same, but as of right now, we do not have weapons in supply drops, and apparently these PC guys have been digging into the files and have found weapons in these supply drops, so hopefully that is not the case. We'll just have to wait and see, because I believe that if they're going to add DLC weapons into Call of Duty game, that they should make it where it's available to everybody, not necessarily just give it out for free, but at least pay $5 for it or something like that. I don't know, get through Seasons Pass, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, there you go, you guys. That is supply drops in Modern Warfare Remastered. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And I do apologize that you guys are not able to actually see any gameplay footage of this. I mean, this was supposed to be a live video of me going through the stuff in the armory for supply drops, so I can go over like all the camos, weapon skins, and all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, I've been having a terrible technology for the past 2 weeks, and my Sony Vegas wouldn't accept the video file, so I'm just going to be doing this this commentary right here with some gameplay in the background. So hopefully you guys all enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe for more Call of Duty videos if you guys haven't already, and I shall catch you guys on another video.